Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on when you're watching this video. This is Mr. Argueta coming to you in Principles of Management. Welcome to our course. Wanted to send out this video a few days before classes start to give you an idea of what to expect in our class this semester. I know for some of you, this is your first time taking an online business class, so just wanted to give you an inside look. As I mentioned, my introduction here, my name is Mr. Argueta. I will be doing another video in your discussions. I'll show you that in a minute, in regards to my introduction, who I am, where I come from, all that good stuff. One thing you'll continuously hear a lot is I drink a lot of coffee. I enjoy a good cup of Joe, and I talk a lot about it. So that said, let's jump into it. Very quickly, when you log in, this is what you're going to see. You find this in Blackboard. In order to get to Blackboard, you have to go through gnc.edu, then click on Okta. Okta is going to give you your login, or you're going to put your login information, then it'll give you some options. Mine's looks like this. Yours might look a lot different. Excuse me. But you're going to basically go to Blackboard. Once you go to Blackboard, you'll probably see something similar to this. Go to your courses. In my case, I teach Principles of Management, so I click on that. You probably would have a variety of different options. So that said, here we are. First thing I would like for you to do is kind of review this sort of AI literacy thing. It's very quick. It doesn't take that long. You're not being graded on this, but it's good information to have. It talks about integrity on the uses of AI. We will be using AI during the semester on your discussions and helping you identify some stuff. I do believe in utilizing AI in the workplace. I am a fan. I am a avid user. I use it for a lot of activities, things that I do at work. I use it to analyze different things. So I encourage you to do it. I also conduct corporate trainings, and a lot of the requests from companies in our Northwest Georgia area is to introduce AI to students, and therefore that's why I'm bringing it to you. So that stated, first thing, start here. You click on that, you're going to find your syllabus. In your syllabus, there's one thing I want you to keep an eye out for, is how you're being graded. So let me make this a little bigger for you so you can see it. But how you're being graded. 30% of your grade is Learn Smart, also considered or called Smart Book. That is a 100 automatically. All it does is it forces you to read portions of the book that we want you to know. You then answer quick questions of it. You can refer back. It's super simple. Make sure that you are saying you know the information, because if you don't, it's going to keep giving you more and more questions regarding that. So the fast way to get this done is actually read the portions that are highlighted, answer the questions as you know it. That's 30%, pretty simple. The next 30% are broken down into quizzes and homework. Now, I don't know how you want to do this. Use whatever resource you want, but the questions that we are using and you're answering in your weekly quizzes are going to be recycled in your midterm and your final. So you have been exposed to it, you know it. I do not open up previous chapters. I do not accept late work. I don't move forward. I stay on this week and this week only. Complete what you can for this week and get that done. I get it. Life happens. I understand that, but we're in an accelerated class that moves very quickly. I have no time to go back, and I have no time to move forward. So please focus on this week and this week alone. So every week opens up at 12 a.m. on Monday and closes at 11:59. The only thing I ask of you is to create your initial discussion post by Wednesdays, because that allows other people to respond to you. And in our discussion, the requirements are your initial post. Do that by Wednesday, and then reply to my video. I will be recording a video and posting it just like you're posting in our discussion. So look for my video Watch the video. I give you information about what's happening, what's going to happen, what some of the conversations that are being had. So reply to that video. It's a little get to know you type of scenario, and then reply to 2 other students. So you're going to be interacting in discussion 4 times. Okay, the other 30% is discussions, as we've been talking about, and then 10% is going to be your midterm and your final. So that said, here's what the course actually looks like when it comes to a week-to-week situation. Week 1, and every week we'll be tackling 2 chapters. Week 1 is chapter 1 and chapter 2. In order to access that, you just click on that button, you'll get that. And then in week 1, what you're going to find is you're going to find a discussion. Every week we'll have a discussion, with the exception of week 4, because you have a midterm. So you see your 2 chapters and your midterm. And week 7, which is not a discussion because you have 2 chapters and your midterm. So that's all that we have for those weeks. But all the other weeks will include a discussion. Week 1, our discussion is an introduction. Just tell me about yourself. Give me some details. Let me know who's in the class, all that good stuff. I'm excited to hear that. But I will post just like you. I'll post my video in this discussion, and then you'll just reply to it like you do to the other 2 students. Week 2 changes a little bit. The only reason why it changes in week 2, we won't do this every week, but let me close this out to make it a little cleaner. Week 2, chapter 3 and chapter 4. But in your discussion, we're going to talk about ethical perspectives and what your perspective is, how you view the world from ethics. Remember, ethics is sort of that gray area in life. It's not right or wrong. It's just what we decide is right or wrong. I give you, and I'll talk about it in my video, some scenarios, but in this case, I give you a scenario, and I want you to sort of identify by reading the chapter what you view the world as, how you perceive it. Some people think this is the way to do it. Some people think this is the way to do it. You decide how you would do it. So it prompts you. The first part of this is pretty much like all the other discussions. I'll prompt whatever it is, but I added an AI option for people. So if you're like, you know what, I want to kind of dabble, or you already know, what I do not want you to do is copy and paste the answer and give it to me, because I will recognize it. I could see that it's not you. It's not authentic. That is not integrity in our discussion. I will zero it out. I will give you a 0 for it. I want it to be in your own words. So AI. If you don't have a subscription to AI, you actually have Copilot. It's in so if you go back to this place, it's right here where it says Office 365, and then you look for Copilot, and Copilot looks like this. Okay. I already copied the prompt. This is the prompt. It says AI prompt. Copy that. You could paste it here, and you hit that button, and it begins to actually question some of the ways that you will decide. And you just answer it honestly. And then after a certain time, it'll tell you, here's what you're sort of answering. This is what you're leaning towards. This is what you are. And then you can continue to prompt it. Say, tell me more about this perspective. Tell me the positives. Tell me the weaknesses. Why do you think I am this perspective? You could interact with it, and it responds to you. So I encourage you, if you've never used it, to use it. What I don't want you to do is to copy the answer and be like, this is what AI told me. No, summarize what you've learned and then put it. Hey, I utilize, and tell me, please notice here at the bottom of this, if in any way you are using AI, you have to state it. You have to tell me, I used AI, I use ChatGPT, I use Copilot, I use Claude, I use Grammarly to examine my reasoning, the decisions and whatever. And you put it at the end of your discussion. That way it's not flagged as this is an AI prompt. This is not you. And then I would have to zero it out. So I hope you understand that. If you don't, please email me. Now, keep in mind, you do not have to do this. This is just for kicks and giggles, right? This is where you do have to answer the discussion, though. You do have to read the pages. You do have to go through the process of understanding what your ethical perspective is. Once you figure that out, you could just enter your discussion as is. But if you wanted to play with AI, then this is the part that you'll do that in, okay? That said, all right. So last thing in regards to this, so make sure you're participating in discussions. I read every single discussion. I am a stickler about them. I want to make sure that you're understanding what we're talking about, and this is where I see it. All the other work, you can find the answers. So I don't know if you're really capturing the essence of it, but in your discussion, I can see that you're understanding based on what you're replying. So that said, I will introduce myself in more detail in your discussion in week 1. So look for my video, and you are required to reply. This is to tell me about your life. Okay. The reply to my video is more about share with me your thoughts. It's not a be super, academia about it. It's just tell me what's happening. I share you what happened in my life. I talk to you about coffee. I tell you about the weather, what I did, but I also relate it to what we're talking about, so you get an insight of the week. And then I would love to get to know you as well. So tell me about you. So that's all that is. So don't get too worried about answering to my video. I think that should cover it, guys. For the most part, that's what the assignments look like. Like I said, it's really 30, 30, 30, 10 in the way you're being graded. So make sure you understand that and make sure you're reading through your syllabus. Best way to contact me, guys, is send me an email. Don't call my office. I probably won't be here. And if I'm not here, it'll take a few days for me to get to it. The easiest and quickest way to reach me is via email. So that's the best way to do it. I hope you're having a great summer. Hope you're staying cool. And I will send this out to you as soon as I can here. Hopefully catches you before you start class. That way you know what to expect. We'll see you virtually on Monday. Take care, everyone, and have a great semester. Enjoy some good coffee, and we'll chat soon.